All right, let's make sure that this is going to launch. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine. This is the Spirit Guide Weekly. You have to make sure that this is going to load first, and then I get to what? Shut myself up as it starts booming out. I am connecting. There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. This is Elaine, and this is the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. Welcome back to the Spirit Guide Weekly. This is for February 15th through the 21st, 2021. We'll find out what your spirit guides have to say. This is a pick a card reading. There are 4 piles. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. This is pile number 3. This is pile number 4. They are all anointed with a different specific form of conjure oil. I don't like to tell you what that is until the time of your reading because I don't like it to influence your decision. Go ahead and concentrate, see which one calls out to you. And that is the pile that you're most meant to receive. It can be appropriate to pick more than one pile. Hey, I want to quickly cover, please don't try and pick my piles by I always pick pile number 3. That's the way these readings work best is if you actually stop, meditate, concentrate, and see which one actually calls out to you. It's trying to tap into your intuitive gifts will help you find the messages for you. Now, you may always land on the same number pile, but it should actually jump around a little bit because I intentionally switched the focus around. It is partially to help you hone your psychic gifts and open your third eye. So hopefully I've babbled enough and now everybody knows what happens because there's going to be a bad sound as I back the camera up, hopefully smoothly, and readjust the frame. I hope everybody's doing well. Hey, I got everybody a Valentine's Day gift by putting up, I'll wait till I'm back in the frame to really discuss this. There we go. Hopefully that's on straight. Let's see how I did. Sometimes I do better than others. Let's find out. Sailing backwards. All right, so I got everyone a Valentine's Day gift. I did general spells with actually, what you do with spell work is you write a petition and a target, and it gives the magic a command. So I programmed 2 different spells to have anyone who interacts with them on my TikTok. It is also on my Instagram, by the way, for prosperity and for new love. Now that new love spell will not work on a specific person. I don't do that type of love magic. I don't think we should interfere with someone's free will that way. And then also additionally, emotionally influential magic on somebody who isn't receptive to it, it has a very strange impact. So that's another reason that I don't do that. But there is new love. If you would like to try and draw new love into your life, check out my Instagram or my TikTok. I'm Cronecast at the Rising Moon on TikTok. I should be starting to post there a little bit more frequently. I have to learn how to edit the videos first and use more filters because egads. And then there's also a prosperity one, which will help you increase your prosperity, money coming into you. If you're looking for a job, it's an excellent one to do. So everyone, if you do not have if you don't have a Valentine's, then that is my Valentine's Day gift to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully this has given you enough time to pick which pile you want. Timestamps will be edited in after the broadcast. Right away for once, yay. Here we go. I'll try to make sure to put out my table tents as well. There we go. Let's get the housekeeping out of the way. I'll put out table. I have a tendency to forget that these are out there as part of what goes wrong with this. And there are going to be readings where they're there for, pile number 1 is there for the entire time. I'll try to remember. There we go. But the reason that I did those general spells to try and, give a great big oomph to other people's energy. And by the way, I was like exhausted last night. You don't need to be present for magic. Just like I can read energies via a streaming device or the internet, time is not constructed in the way that we think it is. And so you can interact with that magic anytime for the next 3 days because I did it from the new moon cycle. And it will be available to you. You can concentrate and tell it what to do. The command in a petition allows for the target to be defined by the practitioner. And I defined it as anyone who interacts with those posts, and interacts does mean like, share, subscribe, or just view. Do try and view it 2 to 3 times. It'll just amplify the energy. Okay, pile number 1, let's get started here. Your candle is a pale pink that has a tendency to come off as being white on camera, but it is actually a pale pink. And this one is communication. This is from Three Crows Conjure. I'm sorry, I know people like to have me to go over which companies provide which. And by the way, they're not provided to me. I do buy them. Three Crows is a little bit more expensive than other shops. I really, really like them. I really like them. I have a very kind of similar magical ethical code to the person who runs Three Crows. And so I work very well with her products. She's very powerful. I like all of the shops that I use. I just particularly resonate very well with them. All right, so ask for help from others comes to you from your angel answers. So these cards I include whenever you have a particular question, this is the answer to it. If you are you've got something on your mind, ask for help from others, which is a good card about not self-isolating as well. We have kindness counts. It always does. If you can treat others kindly, if you can approach situations kindly, you bring more kindness to you. The energy that we kind of generate is the energy we dwell in, and it is the energy that comes to us most easily as well. So kindness counts is another good way to simply rejuvenate, to kind of raise your vibe, get better results. If you approach a situation kindly, in a happier energy, you almost always reset the vibe for the other person. You just get better results in life. All right, so we have Peaceful Among Thorns for the shadow influence. That is the Dark Mirror card. We all have shadow work to do. All of us exist in a balance. Like every single one of us has a darker side that we're trying to overcome. And it can be really quite dark. You know, the theory is that we're all like, you know, half monster, half angel and trying to strike the balance. And that basically we make who we are through a series of choices. Goodness is simply a series of choices. Great gratitude. With new supportive connections. Well, that's nice. I have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to, usually after you get enough rest. All right, that's a problem I have with my particular collective I was. I have a fairly small collective because you're likely to be from the same sort of energy that I am. So you should be a fairly powerful, either developing psychic and magician. You should be an empath. It doesn't, if you're here and that doesn't describe you, it doesn't mean you found the wrong reader. It's just that's who I'm most likely to attract. Unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. Okay. I'm very sorry. Something just caught me in that. Something new's coming in. Go the distance and Treasure Island. Ask for help from others. All right, in honor of Valentine's Day, I went ahead and used all of my romance decks. What the heck, why not? This is the Sun and Moon Tarot. I have two versions of this. I have the smaller one, and then I liked it so much that I got the bigger one simply because I wanted to see the artwork more. Here we go, let's get going. What's our predictive spread here? Looks like you are in the long haul here, and it looks like you have allies. Yep, you have allies. New supportive connections. Ask for help from others. You have more people on your side than you might think. There we go. Let's find out what this means. Let's get going here. What else do I have? Can I get the cards, please? There we go. Okay, I have the Princess of Wands in reverse. The only thing about this particular deck is it does not have pages. It has princes and princesses. Pick everybody up. Prince of Swords, it's a communication. Sometimes it is signing something. Remember, Mercury retrograde is in effect until February 21st, I believe. Be careful, don't sign contracts if you have to. Make sure to just read them and read them and read them to make sure that you've got everything down, but it's best to delay if at all possible. Oh, hey, really quickly, I meant to mention this. It's a long story, but I've had a lot of spirit activity in my house for the last few days. So if anything funky happens around me, just know I don't know, I've got somebody here with me. In that spell that I did for TikTok, one of them was the new love spell and the other was the prosperity spell. And I have literally never had this happen. And people watch me trying to shake out matches and they won't go out and they won't go out. I couldn't get the new love spell to light. It was like the match kept going out. And then the candle kept going out. I had to film it 4 times to get it to stay. It really was like somebody was standing beside me and blowing out the match. And my lights have been going on and off. And long story short, I seem to have somebody here with me. 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the moon in the upright. So if you see anything funky, don't be alarmed. I just have a visitor. 9 of Wands in reverse. Why? I'm not sure. I invoked something the other day while I was doing some magic, and I think I invoked somebody. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I have the 3 of Cups in the upright. That is community and friendship. 10 of Cups in the upright as the external force. That's good. That is the happiest card in the deck. 6 of Pentacles in the upright. I have Justice in the upright. That's what we want. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I have the Emperor in the upright. Okay, let's get a little bit more here. Well, there's a collaborative effort. You're actually quite happy in so many ways in the coming week. Even if you, here's the thing. I think that you actually are feeling kind of large and in charge in a lot of ways. Oh gosh, Wheel of Fortune. There we go, sitting in the upright, no less. All right. 2 of Swords in the upright. Hanged Man in reverse. Princess of Cups in reverse. 4 of Cups in the upright. 7 of Cups in the upright. Fool in reverse. That is that. This is a card of caution, making sure that you're not being foolish. 6 of Cups in the upright. With the Devil in reverse. 7 of Wands in the upright. 6 of Wands in the upright. All right, let's talk about what we've got. All right, what's coming up? So you've got some low-level frustration at the moment. You might feel a little bit weakened. It's possible that you're quite simply depleted. You've got the Rejuvenate card. Listen, here's the thing. You can't accomplish everything simply by like making yourself do it. Make sure you respect limitations on your energy. Genuinely, it is as important to take appropriate rest as it is to put in appropriate effort. I know I'm like the mom of tarot card readers or something. Make sure you're eating, make sure you're drinking water appropriately, make sure you're taking good care of yourself. I have a lot of people who are trying to get a lot done, and because you've got a really strong will, you have a tendency to think, if I just apply that to a situation, the walls will come down. And the walls are going to come down anyway. That strength of will is not about exertion. It's about focus of energy. And that's where a lot of empaths get led a little bit astray. We think that like, hey, I've poured on a lot of effort in the past and things finally yielded and happened for me. And we think it has to do with the level of exertion. It doesn't. It has to do with focus. And you will focus better. You will make more things happen if you are appropriately rested. All right, what else do I have here? Prince of Swords in the upright. Again, that's a communication. It could be, that's research sometimes as well, making sure you have all facts and figures. 10 of Pentacles in reverse is an insecure energy with the moon in the upright in the recent past, because something's being hidden. Something's hidden from you. Something is obscured. 9 of Wands in reverse, that is the walls coming down. That's a boundary card. It is also the need to no longer stress. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, sometimes that's a card of like, hey, things are blocked, things aren't working. This is a card that is just kind of with the 3 of Cups in the upright. In the coming week, please make sure that you try to do something social. Try to do something social. Empaths have a tendency to be very introverted. Not always. There are some empaths who are incredibly extroverted. And I come off as an extrovert, and I am not an extrovert. I'm an introvert to the bone. But what happens is empaths, because we like pick up on other people's energy very easily, we pick up on other people's feelings. A lot of the times when they're stressed, they have a tendency to withdraw, to not reach out very easily, to neglect their friendships because they're used to giving rather than taking. Please make sure you have supportive connections, ask for help from others. You have allies. Make sure to rely on them. By the way, it is okay to share your troubles with friends. They're not going to, you're more cared about than you realize. You're more cared about than you realize. 10 of Cups in the upright. This is usually the happy family card. This is the long-term partner. It can be a card of marriage. It can be a card of a new relationship that will be a serious relationship. It can also quite simply be the influence of family, because it's also the family card. 6 of Pentacles in the upright is receiving gifts. It's also good energetic balance. It's also being appropriately rested, hydrated, and fed. Justice in the upright is another card of balance. My friends, you're once again being told to balance. Please, please, please balance. Five of Pentacles in reverse that's an excellent energy. You're going to be feeling more powerful. You're going to be feeling less strained. You're going to be feeling less anxious. As near as I can tell, this Mercury retrograde just really set off people's anxieties. And I've been hearing from a lot of people about their, like how vivid their dreams have been recently as well. That is one of the things that Mercury retrograde can do. It disturbs sleep. It causes frustration. It causes anxiety as well. It will be over again for a little bit soon. But please, it looks like if you can seek out the balance is there for you to have. I also have the Wheel of Fortune in the upright with the Two of Swords in the upright, Hanged Man in reverse. You're just going to be feeling, okay, that's a prioritizing energy. You do need to rest more than you do. And there are a lot of demands on you. Most of them you put on yourself. Make sure that you prioritize appropriately. Even if 6 things land in your lap on Monday next week, find out if 4 of them can wait until March, that kind of thing. The Hanged Man in reverse is, of course, that can be a sacrifice as well. There's something coming up with that Two of Swords in the upright, because that can be a card of something being hidden from view, or it can be something that we can't look at. We don't wish to yet. It's a blocked third eye, but it does mean the answers are available to us. It looks to me like if you are feeling a little bit blocked on this, and with communication, by the way, the Prince of Swords is communication. Do you have anything else that's going to indicate that? A couple of things. Okay. If you are better balanced, you will have better insight and discernment. What happens with anxiety is that it is the enemy of intuition, because it creates problems rather than shows us what's going to happen. So a lot of the times intuition will kick in, we'll have an inkling of, oh, I think it's going to work out that way. And that's where anxiety takes over. And it just kind of spins it into scenarios that are kind of dire and what terrible thing could happen to me. That is not intuition. It's not. And the way you can tell the difference, and this is another thing I'm always telling clients, is that your intuition gives you certainty. It is a sure feeling. You feel comforted by it and guided by it. And just, it's very calm. It is a smooth feeling within. It's a knowing, a deep knowing. And anxiety never feels like that. Anxiety and intuition are not even closely related. However, anxiety is often born in people who are empathetic and intuitive. And the reason being is that if you're not using your gifts to direct them out towards the world, a lot of the times it turns in on us and it causes all kinds of problems. Remember to ground. Root chakra work is always the best thing for anxiety. I don't meditate well. I was just telling somebody earlier that it's like being punished. I don't like to meditate when I'm awake. I have a very, very, very active mind, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. So I usually go to sleep to guided meditations, to healing sound bowls, to spirit guide meditations. You can also quite simply set intentions before going to sleep and ask for messages to be received there. But remember, if you're not doing energetic balancing work while you're awake, please try to get it in while you're asleep. It makes a world of difference. And if you're not sleeping well, remember, I'm not a doctor, so consult one before you ever take anything. But there are a host of sleep aids out there, like melatonin. There's a couple of really good ones. I used to use one called Deep Sleep that was a tincture, got it off of Amazon, and Sprouts has a very similar one to it as well. It can be very effective. I'll try to use it only occasionally because it'll have a better impact when you do. Here is this card of discontent and unhappiness with things being very much up in the air. There is something that you're like, you have to go the distance here. You want finality on multiple levels in your life. Too many things are a little bit open-ended, partially because of the state of the world right now. And what's happening with that next week is your week starts out kind of me, and it gets progressively better. And what these cards are saying is because you are trying to do the things that will simply make things better. Like every encounter, you go into things trying to be in the best mood that you can. You try to talk to people with as open an energy as you can. Also, this is a card of communication, and I did anoint the candle with communication. Remember, don't just wait for other people to reach out. Try to reach out yourself. It has been a long 12 months because we're about at the year point, almost the year point. We're within a few weeks of the year point when lockdown kind of came in and kidnapped all of our lives. And it's not like they're being held for ransom. We're not sure when we're ever getting them back. More and more suggests it's going to be closer to the summer. There should be easing of restrictions as we move through the spring. And most people believe that our lives will be, kind of swimming along like they're supposed to be sometime around July. Let's hope that continues to hold the case. But we have all been vaguely traumatized by having our lives yanked away. And the longer it goes on, the more it feels like, oh, wait, are we getting them back? Is this what reality is going to be like? Hey, things will be different. Things will be altered as we go forward. They're kind of meant to be. Change actually is the way things get better. But for right now, we are held in such stasis on so many personal fronts. And it's not professional as much as it is personal. Actually, with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, and a couple of things that are suggested here. For my job seekers, it's a good week next week to do a lot of research. It's a good week to make contacts. And there should be something returning to you. Yeah, that's weird. It's not this weekend, it's the next weekend. I wonder if like their email batch system or something like fails or something, because I've got something on a Saturday, next Saturday. Don't forget to check your email over the weekend, I guess would be the point of that. Or your phone. I know we're never too far from our phones. I actually did remember to put mine on airplane mode this time so that my whole computer won't ring and disturb us all. The Fool in reverse with the Six of Cups in the upright. That can be starting over again. I love that Six of Cups energy. It's my favorite soulmate card because it's kind and it's generous. It's usually a past life relationship. It can't be nostalgia. I rarely see it that way. I'm not a nostalgic person, and so maybe that's why I don't. I spend almost no time looking backwards. I keep trying to go forwards. And that has both ups and downs. It is important to actually treasure your good memories. A lot of people, again, with anxiety issues or post-traumatic stress disorder, which I do have, we have a tendency to have tunnel vision trying to get to a point of safety. It does look as if there is worth in a past relationship. The Devil in reverse does say it will be healthier. And then the Seven of Wands in the upright with the Six of Wands in the upright. That's an interesting energy because it is progress after it looks like something is being overcome. It could be your own energy. I get a lot of people who are, and again, this is not an insult. I am also codependent and had to heal from it. I get a lot of people who are trying to heal from codependency. It is a toxic relationship dynamic that has a tendency to form around trauma. And it can also be trauma in formative years. It can be bad experiences in childhood. It can be the love that we didn't get from our parents, we try to look for in our partners and they become too important to us. We try to gain our self-worth from our relationships, and we have a tendency to lose our identity to relationships. This is a recovery energy. If you've been putting in the work on codependency, it looks like the work has been paying off. And it's a good week overall. I don't think you've been in good shape for the last week or so. I think it's been a little bit of a challenge and things have been occasionally overwhelming. That Peace Among Thorns, though, says that whereas things aren't going to material change quite yet, you're feeling much better. You're feeling much better, and there's good communication. There is good monetary gain with that Six of Pentacles and that Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Plus, I've got Treasure Island over here. Go the distance, but please, please, please make sure that you are resting appropriately. I now have fuzz in my eye, so that'll be awesome. I can't pause this. Last week, I swear I almost fainted on camera during pile 4 because I wasn't grounded enough on something. And today I made sure to eat before I started this broadcast so that that's unlikely to happen again, but I've just been attacked by fuzz. So if one of my eyes starts watering like crazy, know that I am not weeping. I just have dog hair in my eye. Let's go. Let's get some energy cards for this week. We can get some romance angels as well. And we'll move on to pile 2. And I will remember to change the tabletop. All right, here we go. Can I get energy cards for pile number 1, the communication group, please? What's coming up for the week of the 15th through the 21st? Remember, with the spirit guide messages, they may not manifest within a 7-day period. but they do within a 2, 3, or 4 week period. It's always a cutoff of about 4 weeks. And there can be messages throughout the piles as well. Here we go. And why do they do it that way? It's because we're not ever supposed to live our lives to outcomes. We actually accidentally thwart our future when we know too much about it. So it's almost like they want to plant a seed so that you're aware of it, but you're not trying to make it happen. And it usually comes and slips into your reality just as you're letting go of it and you're kind of forgetting about it. There we go. All right, let's get going. What do we have for this group? 2 more times. And 2. Man holding a heart, door to value. Good, good, good. All tied up. The thinking woman, the world, the temple path. All right. See, this is the same type of message. Emotional balance is one of the things represented by a man holding a heart. Can this be a new romantic partner? 100% it can be. If you're in the market for somebody, it is possible that they are also in the market for you. It could be a water sign. It does not have to be. The door to value is in the upright as well, though. Basically, what that's saying is all of this talk that I do about balancing, making sure you're grounding, making sure that you're eating appropriately, you get better results and better returns. And that's not just because the work that you do will have more impact. It genuinely is that the energy that comes to us is the energy that we exist in. So if you're trying to have a good, healthy energy, you get better results. All right, all tied up, the thinking woman. All tied up this is a stress card. It's also feeling like you can't get anything done. This is, again, one of the things with the world. The thinking woman, this is all keeping everything in a good analytical perspective as well. That's another balance card with the temple path in the upright. There's something. There's key information in a communication about your security. And it actually will make you quite happy. I do think it has to do with either receiving money or getting a job. And there's only one thing with that. There's a delay. There's a delay. And don't let the delay frustrate you. Don't let the delay frustrate you. It's only about 2 weeks. And I'm genuinely not sure what, happy family, I'm genuinely not sure what that's referring to. You should be receiving a communication sometime in the next, I think it's actually within the next 7 days from the start date of this, from the 15th. So it should be between the 15th and the 21st. And it's going to contain information about a delay. And you're like basically going to want to chew your arm off in frustration. And don't. It's actually good. It's actually good. And it's not going to get delayed again. It's not going to get delayed again. Okay. All right. Here we go. Try to roll with it. There we go. Take a good perspective. Talk to a friend about it, apparently. There we go. Here we go. Let's get the romance angels. Is there anything coming up for pile number 1 next week? Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Well, for those of you who may be meeting somebody or have somebody in your life, that's an awesome and auspicious card. Soulmates, there are all kinds of different soulmates, though. There's a chaos soulmate, a healing soulmate, a best friend soulmate. It does not have to be a romantic partner. And of course, I'm always talking about twin flames, and twin flames are not really soulmates. They are mirror images of our soul, which is not quite the same thing. It's basically being made from the same energy. And we're here to meet each other, kind of illustrate each other's flaws to one another, and do the work that we're meant to in order to evolve. And once we've evolved, we're allowed to come back together. And usually twin flames come together and get split apart as they are forced into separation to do the work that they're meant to. Are there twin flames that meet and just stay together? Yes, I'm sure there are. I don't know any of them because they don't get a lot of tarot card readings, I guess. Let your friends help you. Second time, you had that in the general as well. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And let's do one more. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Well, apparently positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And don't forget, friendships are important. We forget. Great love is it's wonderful, like romantic love, yay, woo. But it also can be very fleeting. It changes in nature over the course of time. It is the most likely love to leave our lives at some point, which isn't saying that all romantic loves do. It's just don't discount family and friends as being a less worthwhile form of love. It is likely to be a more constant form of love. So that let your friends help you, and it came out in two different places in the oracle cards for the general as well. Next week, make sure part of a healing journey for you is making sure that you have friendships, passions, pursuits. The way to heal from codependency. The only cure for codependence is independence. And independence does mean having your own friendships, your own passions, your own pursuits. It doesn't mean that you can't share things with a partner. It just means that to maintain that good balance in your life, you need to have your own things as well. All right, we're moving on to pile number 2. That was pile number 1. I will edit in timestamps after the broadcast. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. I'd love a chance to read for you in real life. Let's get going. I wonder if this will, I'm still fascinated that that match kept going out because these suckers are hard to get to go out. It's going to prove me a liar. There we go. It's late yet. Let's get going for pile number 2, which is red. And your candle is psych. It's truth serum. I didn't put a love one on there. I thought that would be too easy of a tell. So truth serum is on the, by the way, when this is by Inexplicable Things. Again, whenever you get something from Inexplicable Things or Conjured Cardia, make sure to wrap it immediately. Like before you open it, wrap that label with Scotch tape. I didn't in this, so it's very badly hand lettered with truth serum. Because the ink comes off on the labels almost immediately. They don't have waterproof labels on their products, and so it does have a tendency to come off. It's a good idea to do that with all conjure oils. The bottles get oil all over them and has a tendency to remove the labels. All right, so truth serum. The funny thing about this is if you get it on you, like you will learn stuff. It's the strangest thing. All right, group number 2. Let's get going for truth serum. What are we learning the truth about? Like I said, I used romantic decks because I program my decks. I go to them over and over for the same type of relationships. And just for fun this week, I am using all of the ones that I traditionally use for romance reads. Your angel answers card is Ask Your Angels. I thought it was. Angel answers. Oh, what are you saying? Ask your angels. Didn't I just do that? Ask your angels is making sure to tap into, and by the way, like tapping in, does that mean sitting in a lotus position and meditating? Not necessarily. You can actually just like simply ask for something before you go to sleep. You can ask for it over lunch if you want to. You just have to be receptive to the signs. I have stay open-minded. That's a good unblocking energy as well. Be open to love. Okay. Your dark mirror shadow influence card is Colorless Angel. This is a depression card. Hey, if you've got a tendency towards depression right now, know that like everyone does. Everyone's working with a high functioning, if they're lucky, depression, and a really serious one if they're not. It's been a really tough year. Like I said, our lives have been hijacked, our reality has been changed, and there is no normal in our normal right now. And so it can really kind of drain the life out of things. Make an effort to bring it back into your life. Like one of the things that I've been doing is, and I love YouTube because you can like find anything on YouTube. Like I did a train tour on the Siberian Express, like the Trans-Siberian Railway. I just found a video on it, watched the whole thing. It was delightful. You can do that. If you're really tired of being stuck in the house, if you're like, my gosh, when do we ever get to go anywhere and do anything? Remember, you can invite at least the images in, and it does kind of trick your brain a little bit. It's worth the effort. Dark thoughts. Whew, Sorry, group number 2. With the healing light, we'll have to go over some things. How'd you guys get 3? A consciousness of lack. Oh, healing a consciousness of lack. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Patience is actually peace. I know I just rolled my eyes a little bit. It's just that clearly, like delay. It's hard to be like, yeah, sure, I'll just be patient as I age. We have view from above, get the big picture. Time to go and mending. Oh, okay. Oh, you might be healing from a bad relationship. Now, relationship does not necessarily mean romance, but it was a bad encounter or a fair duration. Remember, it comes in waves. It comes in waves. Here's the thing. I think you've had a couple of resurgences of depression. It doesn't mean that you're broken again. It doesn't mean that you're going to go back to the energy that you were living in where it was gray and colorless for months at a time. It is completely normal to get a little triggered around trauma or remembering things or going back over like pain that has yet to heal. It is not the same thing as ruminating and just, churning things endlessly in your brain. Sometimes deep wounds take a long time to heal. Try to be patient with yourself. Mending is also that time to go. Time to go. Consciousness of lack is a difficult energy with dark thoughts. The healing light, though. Ask your angels, stay open-minded, be open to love. Dark thoughts. Oh, okay. All right, well, apparently something's coming to you soon that will help add a little bit of light and love into your life. Make sure that you allow it. You might be a little closed off. There we go. All right, let's get going here. What else do I have? You coming too? Okay. 4 of Cups in the upright is a card of discontent. This can be a depressed energy as well. 3 of Wands in the upright. Opportunity. Knight of Cups in the upright. Death in the upright. Knight of Cups is, something coming towards you. It's pleasing. It makes you happy. It can be about romance. 5 of Wands in the upright is confusion. It can be bickering. It can be conflict. It's a low-level type of conflict, though. It's something that can be solved fairly easily. It's also one of the energies for, it's the universal busy signal. Like, I can't make this happen. And, I guess busy signals barely exist any longer, but it's when you can't quite get through. There's a slight energy blockage present. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, which is a frustration and depression card. 6 of Pentacles in the upright is asking you to balance. Okay, interesting. Page of Swords in reverse. I almost exclusively associate that with somebody who either needs to give you an apology or somebody who's spying on you. Like, this is my creeping on your social media card. I have the Judgment card in reverse. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, you're feeling isolated. 7 of Wands in reverse. Oh, that's a card of feeling cowardly or weak sometimes. You're feeling isolated. Okay. 10 of Wands in the upright and stressed. Page of Cups in reverse. Oh, group number 2. 10 of Cups in the upright. Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Keep hanging in there. 4 Swords in the upright. Emperor in reverse, 7 of Cups in the upright. This landed there in the exact same spot in the last spread. I always laugh at this card because it can be like things being up in the air, fantasy and illusion, like not having any ground to stand on. But as witnessed by this particular depiction, I'm trying to get it out of the glare. I get that for spell work I've done all the time. So it's a card of magic for me. I've got the Hanged Man in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. It's a lot of isolation. 9 of Swords in the upright. 6 of Swords in the upright. Justice in the upright. Yeah. All right, so this is an interesting draw. Listen, you almost feel like you're on a seesaw when it comes to your moods. They go up, they go down, they go all around. That's normal. That's just normal. You've had something happen. Most of the people in my collective have. You are still trying to heal something. Like as much, here's what seems to keep happening. Like you'll hit a good patch and you think, yay, it's done. I am healed. And you're always just so bitterly disappointed when like there is a resurgence. Please remember, like if a wound runs very, very deep, it does take a while to heal it. It does take a while for it to stop processing emotions. And please remember, they're very likely to come out around moon cycles or retrograde. Retrograde is the enemy of good sleep. It really is. Try to make sure that you take a very good care of yourself. For whatever reason, this particular retrograde seems to have been contributing to anxiety. There's such a good healing energy around this. Now, Emperor in reverse is my least favorite figure. Now, that can be somebody feeling powerless, but I often see it for a sociopath or an emotional abuser. Everything else is saying that there is another influence in your life with the Ten of Cups in the upright and the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. You're going to be feeling a lot happier around your security, but it's towards the end of this month. It's towards the end of this month, and you're really struggling at different points. Be open to love. Wonder if somebody's coming into your life. I don't have them here. I have you feeling isolated, frustrated, stressed, a little put upon. Oh, yeah. Gosh, I'm so sorry. This is like, you might be on the other side of a very difficult energy from the last few days. You're headed into a much better one. Listen, be a little careful. I have somebody in your life who is just like prone to telling you whoppers, and you used to believe them. Like this is somebody you're likely parted from, and they were not a good or truthful person, but you are. And so you believed them and you keep beating up on yourself for it. Please don't. There's a saying, and I was just saying this to a client earlier today, that whole thing where, hey, if you spot it, you got it. There's another side to that. If you don't possess it, you are blind to it. So if you don't have a sinister motive, if you're not a person who like is vengeful or unkind, it's really hard for you to see that in other people. It doesn't mean you're gullible or foolish. Everybody occasionally lets the wrong person in. It is one of the ways that we learn how to have better boundaries. I feel for you though, because you feel like you're about 2 inches shorter at this point, because you've been carrying too much of a load. That load is lightening, and it's already started to lighten. It's just that you have been so stressed that you kind of don't notice that things go in your way. You always want things to happen very quickly. It helps with your anxiety, and you are trying. Like one of the things I will get, like the people of this group, like you're exceptionally good at like listening. Like when you receive advice, even if you're not buying some of the better things, you're like, hey, what could it possibly hurt? You will try. And it is returning you to energetic balance. Listen, I've still got that anxiety and fear card, but I have the Six of Swords in the upright with the Justice card. Rescue is on the way, and a return to balance is in your life. And there will be equity and there will be fairness. It's felt very unfair to you. A lot of things have felt very, very unfair to you. It's not personal. It's not a punishment. It's not because you're not loved. You're actually a really loved person. Like both, like in the 3D, which you don't seem to know, but also by your spirit guides, by your angels. You're very, very loved. Here's what happened. You've been depressed and you've been hurt and you've been anxious, and what overwhelms your thoughts and kind of takes them over is like a catalog of, because you've had a little bit of a hard life, is a catalog of like all of the things that have gone wrong and why aren't they going right, and how is this, like, how could you possibly love me when all of these terrible things have happened to me? And like nothing is disputing that. Like it's been very, very difficult on more than one occasion to witness, and they've tried and they've tried and they've tried to dissuade you from some choices sometimes. When you get into this darker mentality, you lose sight of, but then this wonderful thing happened and that wonderful thing happened. And out of bad luck came this amazing circumstance. And please, there's better balance there than you remember. When you're like, when hope is just like, you're almost sucked dry of it because you're just so stressed and you're tired. My whole collective is apparently just like in dire need of a nap. Let's get going here. You lose sight of it. So the next time, like kind of there's a resurgence of that colorless angel energy, try to take a moment and like write down 3 happy memories or remind yourself of them. Watch a movie you loved. Do something from the past that will remind you of good things. It's helpful. You've lost sight of something. Like you had enough terrible, horrible, egad stuff happen to you that you've forgotten that there is a counterbalancing energy. There have been times where it's like, well, that was miraculous. And you keep kind of forgetting that part because it's like you've been flayed. It was something really, really painful happened. And that pain hasn't healed entirely. And it can make you lose sight of just how blessed you really have been and still are. And you're not being blamed and you're not being scolded. It's just that your poor spirit guides, they can, and by the way, do spirit guides have feelings? Kind of. They really do. They have great love for their charges, and they can become very distressed at watching like prolonged suffering. They don't have a good grasp of time, but they can tell when our energy has been altered. And so they're distressed at the altered energy. And because they don't have a good grasp of time, like their agitation becomes like, oh, are we losing him? Are we losing her? Are we losing them? Like, not to be binary because it's a non-binary world, thank God. They lose, since they don't have a keen grasp of time and the passage of it. If you live in a prolonged energy, to them, like it does agitate them. It does agitate them, and they know you're very upset with them. Door to personal healing and happiness, blossoming abundance, community, financial constraints, the thinking man, attachment, the sun, the world, door to value. Okay. You have a lot coming to you. You have a very hard time allowing anybody in. There's this isolated energy all over the place. And you kind of don't want to. And every time I say it, you're just like, nope, no, thank you. I don't enjoy it. I don't want it in my life. Please quit pressing it on me. You might be misunderstanding. You don't need to constantly be in contact. You don't need to have a dozen surface level friends. You have people who would really love a chance to get to know you well, and you keep them at an arm's distance. And you kind of do that just to people in general. Financial constraints with the thinking man, attachment, the sun, the world, and the door to value. Financial constraints is that victim mentality and a consciousness of lack. You feel very, you feel like your security is very threatened and like you're very, very alone in the world. They're just trying to remind you, like, listen, they tell you this constantly. And even though there has been like improvement and an easing of circumstances, your trust with them is like, it's very, very low. And so even when something at this point appears to be good, like you doubt. And it is not going to, by the way, one of the things that drives me insane in the spiritual community, in people talking about manifesting, is when somebody talks about blocking their blessings. You're blocking your blessings with, it puts so much blame on people for their circumstances. everybody can be sad, everybody can be hurt, everybody can be morose. It is that try to make an effort to leave it behind as much as you can, but you will not block out your blessings by being sad, by being challenged, by having problems, by being depressed. That's not quite how it works. Things come to you more easily. The energy that we live in and inhabit is the energy that surrounds us. Good things can still find you. It just takes a little bit more effort on the part of your guides. And that's all they're talking about, is kind of leaning into allowing things to come to you. And then you're not doing it wrong. Like you haven't. This is not an object lesson. This is not, you're not being tested. You're not being taught. There is a world that has ground to a halt because of a pandemic. And that is why things take so long right now. Things aren't coming to you in the way that you've been assured that they will, because you're not adjusting your patience around that. And I'm not scolding you. It's just the passage of time bothers you. You think it's stealing something from you. The ability to be happy, the ability to experience joy or passion or love. Like you're very much a timekeeper on your, like, the worth in your life. And you basically think the last grains of sand are running out of that particular. I didn't get a romance angel for you guys. I better do group 2's romance angels first. You think that time is running out for you to have the life that you want. And first of all, you have an exaggerated view of like what aging means. You have an exaggerated view of what aging means for you. You have an exaggerated view of the erosion of time. And they are doing absolutely everything they can to bring you the things that will allow you to combat the things that like bother you so much. But you just want a time capsule, or time machine. You want to be able to go back and get like 10 years of your life back. And the funny thing is like, if you look back, you actually weren't as happy 10 years ago. Like you have your moments now, but you understand more about life. I mean, being depressed and things, you understand yourself a lot better. You understand life around you. You understand what you want. Like, why do you think this is less valuable? You know more. Not everything is about whether or not you have wrinkles, and you barely have any. So like, don't worry. Okay, here we go. Let's get group number 2's romance angels. That message has been coming through a lot. Please try to just relax. It's just a number. Here we go. Attraction. You attract more romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Chemistry. Keep an open mind. Yeah, this is deception. I'm not feeling it on this. So keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. There's a strong magnetic attraction here with chemistry. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Keep an open mind is, listen, even if you think you're in love with somebody, there's more to that person. There's more to that person. That's all that means. And it can mean that, like, hey, you're gonna, in my case, it would be a freaking miracle if I were to fall in love with somebody who was under 6'2". And I'm being a little bit facetious, but I've always liked very tall men. And I've actually had, like people in my life who are 5'9" and 5'10" and had relationships with them. So it's not like a complete barrier. But my base setting is to believe a certain type of person will attract my attention. And in real life, it never plays out that way. I'm attracted to the person. And I'm sure if I ever decide I want another relationship, then it'll be, based on liking the person versus, just solely the package. And that's a lot what that message means. But it also can mean, listen, the things you think about the person that you want, because you may know your person or have an idea who they are, there's more to them. There's just more to them. Let your view expand. Okay, that was group number 2. I will change the candle top, the tabletops and everything. We're going to move to group number 3. I'm being so dutiful and remembering to put them out there. They're probably not going to be visible or something because this never goes quite well for me. Your candle is not lit yet. By the way, that was group number 2. I'm moving on to group number 3. If you'd like to book me for a private reading, there is a link to the description, to my website in the description box down below. I'll have a chance to read for you in real life. Timestamps will be edited in after the broadcast. And this is Diva Drip. This is somebody who knows what they want and is going to get it too. I'm doing this entire broadcast with a piece of dog hair in my eye. I wonder if it's going to occlude my view at all. Your candle is also purple. It's a dominating color. I've matched that with Diva Drip on purpose. Let's go group number 3. Your Angel Answers card is Get More Information. Abundance is your right. Grieve your losses. Grief it takes forever. All right. Anger and chains. Ooh, this one pops up almost every week, and I could swear it's like either in group 3 or group 2. Family, friends, and guides. Teacher. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Lots of messages about making sure you're taking care of your physical house. Break and trail. And breakthrough is at hand. Well, let us hope so. I have Unfinished Symphony and Yang. Okay. That's that masculine energy. Teacher. A breakthrough is at hand. Listen, part of grieving is actually processing your anger. People don't talk about it, but grief is actually an angry emotion as well. It can start out just sad, 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 sad. The reason I'm kind of going into that is like a lot of us like to try and skip the anger portion of the proceedings because it just, it can feel like ingesting poison. That's a different type of anger. That is impotent rage, essentially. Anger is like being appropriately upset about your poor treatment or something that was unfair, but it does not like consume you as much as it can protect you. So anger and change, and then the grieve your losses, you still have, oh my Lord, you still have some grief to process, and there is some anger related to that. I'm sure I'm going to have like one incredibly bright red eye. All right, here we go. Let's get going here. I love Oscar, but he sheds like a yeti. Like he's just an incredibly furry creature. I have the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. So I'm doing this whole read with Oscar in my eye. We've got the Knight of Swords in the upright. Swift action. Justice in the upright. Well, good. 6 of Pentacles in the upright. Awesome. 4 of Pentacles in the upright. Be a little guarded. 6 of Swords in the upright. Okay. The Sun in reverse. The Star in the upright. Knight of Cups in reverse. That's in the hopes and fears. 7 of Swords in the upright. King of Pentacles in reverse. 2 of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in the upright. 10 of Wands in reverse. The Empress in reverse. The Ace of Swords in the upright. Truth, clarity, victory. The World in the upright. Ace of Wands in the upright. The Chariot in reverse. Ace of Cups in the upright. The Tower in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in the upright. I just want one more. Really? Knight of Wands in reverse. Well, that's telling me to close out the read. Interesting. So, group number 3, Diva Drip. You, in fact, may be a strong, independent person. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're single, but I don't think you have a permanent partner at this particular time. There is a situation, and I've got a couple of traveling cards here as well. There is a situation that is being blocked from progress because COVID travel restrictions have made it necessary. You might be parted from a partner and you can't see them, and you're starting to kind of lose the connection. It's not lost. It's not lost. It will be back in your life. There is going to be a new beginning with that Tower in reverse. It's a temporary situation. That is another meaning of the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Listen, I've got the Queen of Cups in the upright with the Empress in reverse and then the Ten of Wands in reverse as well. Trying to practice some good self-care around a situation that has been, I think, affecting your physical health. Like, I don't think I think what this is you're normally kind of a robustly physically healthy person. And because of that, you push too hard. Like you make demands of yourself because you know yourself to be kind of resilient and you bounce back easily. And you have not been paying attention to something that has been a low level, like your body trying to tell you, like, back off, please. You're not in good balance. You're not taking very good care of me. I don't know if you're getting headaches. I don't know if your nose is constantly running. I don't know what's happening. Oh gosh, I just got a ringing in my ear on that one. So that's usually bingo. That's usually a spirit guide trying to let me know to lean in on that. Listen, if you have what seems to be like it's February, it's not likely that you have seasonal allergies. Okay. Now I live in California, so there's always something blooming here. But like if your nose is constantly running, if you you're constantly like on the very edge of fatigue, understand it's actually your physical house saying that it needs health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Please take better care of yourself before it's out of your hands, which means that like you have a horror of getting sick because you are like you're independent and you rely on yourself and you don't like to rely on anybody else and you hate asking for help, just period. Like it's like for some reason it's almost like shameful to you. Like and please don't let it be. More is coming to you. You genuinely are pushing very hard, thinking that that is the thing that is going to bring everything to you and guarantee you success. Ace of Wands in the upright is a new beginning. It's sometimes a creative one, but it comes out with the Ace of Swords in the upright as well, and the World in the upright. Like you have kind of a lot going on. You are starting new things, but please, before you do that, know that you do not have to do everything at once. And if it sounds like this is a refrain in all the piles, I'm pretty sure I have like every workaholic who likes tarot. We deplete ourselves just too much. Remember, make sure you're recharging. And like here's how I'm like a prime candidate for this message. Yesterday, I decided not to schedule any readings. It was the new moon, and like I was like, hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll take a rest day. And instead, I went down to the shore, like dutifully, like, hey, I'll balance. It'll be very good. And on my way back, I thought up 15 different things to do that had to do with work and then did them. And one of them was that group spell for TikTok and for Instagram. And so I was exhausted at just a ridiculous level last night. And that was my day off. And like, I need to not do things like that. But I have a really hard time stopping myself. The thing is that like, because I have a lot of focus, I can compel things, which also means I can be a little bit compulsive. And please pay attention to that. With the Ace of Wands in the upright, you actually may be somebody who's very good at manifesting as well. Remember, compelling can lead to being compelled. And compelling is great. When you're able to compel things to bend to your will, yay. Compulsion is an obsessive need to keep doing things to try and achieve a result. And obviously, I'm exceptionally guilty of that. And I need to not be. But I have, as much as I'm aware of it, I have a really hard time putting it into practice. Please. Everything that you are hoping for is trying to hope for you as well as trying to enter your life. You are in a temporary, and it is truly at this point very temporary indeed, energy of things not like it. The shower of abundance has not quite started. It's like it's almost the avalanche yet to happen. And you just do not trust it. Family, friends, and guides, and teacher. I guess, try to remember this is what I do, because clearly I'm the person sitting here talking about this all the time. And how can I talk about it all the time and then turn around and do exactly the opposite of what I'm telling people to do? Well, I guess foolishness. Like I don't take my own advice very often, and I should. It's very, very good advice, but it also is, it can create an energy where it's very difficult for things to reach you. So please keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, I want this dog hair out of my eye like you can't believe. And because I'm live, I can't just stop the recording and go get it out of there. I don't take my own advice because I cannot stop sometimes. Like candidly, like I've talked a little bit about, like, I had an epically bad childhood, like, oh my Lord, but it also included things like I didn't have a hot water heater for 2 years. I didn't have a refrigerator for a year when I was a child. It's a very, very long story. But I didn't grow up in like a trailer. I grew up in an 8-bedroom house that was almost entirely empty. I grew up in a really weird set of circumstances, and I have a hard time trusting that security will ever really be mine. And I know that. I know that. And I have a hard time like making my emotions yield to the, hey, you're just living in an energy of the past. Everything's actually pretty good. Quit driving yourself like you're a team of mules or something. And I have a hard time doing it. There is a part of me that thinks that if I ease up, it like nothing will come to me any longer. And I know that's wrong. Sometimes we are in a battle between basically our emotional self and our logical self. Try to invest in what you have learned. Try to listen to the messages that come to you, and please take care of yourself before you're taken out for 10 days, because like you're a robust person as well as am I. It doesn't mean we can't get sick. It's just, it's really hard. Like you have to practically take me down with an elephant gun. I have Healer of the Ages, Man Holding a Coin, Envy, Door to Romance, Happy Family, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Angel of Balance, Envy, Door to Romance, and Happy Family. Somebody's more focused on you than you know. And you do have more coming to you, and it's pretty shortly. And it does look like it has to do with love. It might be, there might be somebody who's returning to your life, or there might be someone who's entering your life. Healer of the Ages. I'm not getting any details on this. Archangel Gabriel is it's the spirit of advanced spirit of communication. It's the spirit of air. It's what I channel. Every now and then, like it will piece out on giving me details, because there are certain areas of our life, it usually has a tendency to do with emotions and romance, that they don't like to give us a bunch of details on unless there's like a real need. Unless there's a need for somebody to receive the information about this is going to happen then, this is going to happen then. And they will always tweak things so there's just like a missing element or slightly misleading thing, because we thwart our outcomes accidentally. More is entering your life. You actually do envy family, friends, and guides. Oh. That's weird. Okay, so envy is a little bit different than it normally is in that. It is somebody who envies not what you have. It is not about coveting what other people have either. It's that you don't think of yourself this way because, again, some things have happened. But there are a lot of people who envy the type of person that you are. There are a lot of people who look at how you've held things together, and you don't know that. Like, if anything, you think it's the opposite. You think that people think that you're a failure and that they're judging you, and they're not. Like, there are people who both admire and then envy your, like, I guess, gumption. And it was a very weird message to have come through there. And then there's something about romance that, like, apparently just keep the faith because they're not going to tell me anything about it. But let's try for the romance angels anyway. There we go. I keep finding that. There is something that's coming for always sounds so threatening, that's coming into the lives of at least one of my groups that, like, they're not giving you details on it because, you are a little prone to, you might have post-traumatic stress disorder, at which there is a type of OCD that is related to that. And quite frankly, that's what I have. That is what I have. And so, like, I obsessively seek security and safety. And that's why I overwork myself so much. When you get information about something you really want, even if you tell yourself you're not going to, you lean into making it happen. Like, you try really hard. And, like, ever since you started learning about that, you've tried, like, not to. And it had the opposite effect. Or like you just weren't acting naturally. So here's the thing, group number 3, you have more coming to you in a personal capacity. All you're going to get is the information about that. Oh my gosh, I want this dog hair out of my eye. You're going to get more information about that. But unfortunately, if they give you specifics, you drive yourself, like, a little bit, it agitates you on a level that blocks out exactly what's trying to come to you. So just try to keep having some optimism about your life. You are very convinced that give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership, free yourself, retreat, true love. There's somebody from your past. There's somebody from your past that was in that draw as well. That draw. Listen, I guess you're my twin flame group. Sometimes, like, a twin flame connection can actually be a form of codependency, and you'll know it. Like, once you heal from the codependency, you'll be like, I don't even know what I ever saw in that person. But not always. What happens is, if you're an empath, your twin flame is likely an empath too. Empaths are very, very prone to codependency. Why? Because other people's feelings are so very important to us. We have a tendency to lose our identity to it. You have something coming into your life, and you're not being given details on it. You're just being told to hope, to hope, to hope. And because there aren't details arriving with it, like, you think you're being punked by the universe. You're not. They keep trying to tell you this exact message. Listen, we just want you to be happy. But whenever we tell you something, like, you don't mean to, but you're gumming up the works. So we're just telling you it's going to happen. Be prepared to be surprised, which is something that apparently is not going to gladden your particular soul. You could care less about being surprised. You just want things to work out. And you would take a roadmap for your entire life. All right, group number 3. That was your work. That was your reading. Please don't forget, just relax. More is coming to you. Take better care of yourself. And, like, whenever I say that, like, you make the effort, you go eat spinach or something. You're do it a little bit more. Like, and I don't mean more spinach. I mean, try to do things that are not work related, not responsibility related, not related to achieving something. You're very afraid of a wolf at your door. And the only thing that you know how to do to keep that wolf away is to work until you are basically worn down to a nub. And everything in that reading said, you're very close to Nubville. So please, please, please take a little better care of yourself. You're actually getting sick and you keep ignoring it. So please up your vitamin C if that's appropriate for you, and make sure to rest on your rest days. I'm sure that was partially a message for me. All right, group number 4. This is your candle. I will edit in timestamps in the description box down below after the broadcast. you'd like to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. I would love a chance to read for you in real life, and I saved the employment one for the last. This is Get a Job, and it is from Three Crows Conjure. If you're just joining me, I have a dog hair in my eye and I'm live, so there's nothing I can do about it, but if I'm pawing obsessively at my face, that is why. All right, we have perfect timing. I like that. Release toxic relationships. Excellent advice always. Become a clear channel. Okay. Your dark mirror shadow card is hiding your true self. Oh, not sharing with others. True love. Your higher self. Oh, self-love. I like true love is good, but in this particular depiction, she's looking at herself in a mirror, and it came out with your higher self. Relationships. I'm attracted to those who serve my higher good. Good. Stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. I have chaos and conflict and soulmates with true love. Well, not a lot of job action so far. Let's see what we've got. Let's hope somebody's going to meet somebody soon. That'd be fun. All right, let's get going with the predictive spread. This is the Crystal Tower. Tarot. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. It is really hard to concentrate with dog hair in my eye. My dog Oscar, I was just telling the last group, sheds like you can't believe. Like sometimes he'll shake and it's like living with a snow globe without the globe. Like he'll shake and there'll just be a waft of fur around him. My vacuum is very tired. And unfortunately, sometimes one of his hair finds my eyeball, and I have it on one of like on my right eye, and it is just, oh, I think it just got off my eyeball. I'm so excited. Sorry to talk so much about dog hair in my eye. It's making it really hard to concentrate. Four of Cups in reverse. Good. That is a missed opportunity returning to you. Two of Wands. Choices. Two of Pentacles. Balance. Eight of Cups in the upright. That is a spiritual journey. Stepping into power. I like that. Soulmates. The Magician in reverse. Two of Swords in reverse. Oh, okay. The Chariot in the upright. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse. That's in the hopes and fears. Knight of Cups in reverse. Judgment in reverse. Oh, Lord. Queen of Swords in the upright. The Star in the upright. The Devil in reverse. Four of Swords in the upright. Healing. Hope and healing. Releasing of toxic relationships with the Devil in reverse. Page of Cups in the upright. The Tower in the upright. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Nine of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in the upright. Justice in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Six of Pentacles in reverse. And Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay. Well, you're driving forward very, very easily in the coming weeks. You really, it's almost like you've got a jetpack in terms of achieving things and working on things. This is the Get a Job pile. So this is going to be a lot. There's a lot of work focus. I actually really like most of this, but there is a blockage next week that will not be resolved until the beginning of March. Direct your efforts elsewhere. You have opportunity coming to you. It should be before March 15th. It will take a different form for different people. Your feeling of powerlessness is going to perfect timing. I understand. Okay, so like no matter, like you've tried like until you've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, and you're starting to think you're not going to be able to make something happen, and like you're like starting to plan around things not happening. Like there's the plans you're making are dedicated to, well, if the worst scenario happens and I'm an utter failure, what will happen? No matter how often you hear it, and I kind of don't blame you because like trust is a little bit of an issue when things take too long. You're having a hard time believing that the things that are coming to you are actually coming to you. They're happening in perfect timing, and that perfect timing is very, very, very close in. For the first half of this coming week, there's some frustration, and it's going to feel like you can't get things started. And then it's going to be, the momentum on that is going to be very interesting to behold. Rest while you can, because after that, it's a little bit, the tower and the tower energy around this, you're going to be much, much happier with that Page of Cups. You have success that is beginning to take shape all around you. At this point, you have, like, you don't invest in anything good that happens. You view everything as temporary. You've had a hard time because you tried really hard and you listened very carefully to a bunch of messages, but your progress has been blocked so much, and you've been very, 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 very disappointed. And I think this message came through almost in the same form, but there is a difference, because there is a personal relationship here. There is also the end of something that has been trying and difficult. Oh my gosh, I want this dog hair out of my eye. You're going to be, first of all, you're going to have some dreams that you should pay some attention to. You can actually meditate and ask for the messages in dreams. Your third eye is finally open again. Queen of Swords is become a clear channel. You have messages coming through to you. The main message here is, like, you're trying to trust. You're trying to trust. You're very guarded. Like, you have really started to, like, the person who's ever going to reach you is going to have to be a mountain climber, because you basically got yourself surrounded by them. Please consider approaching things with a, see, I think for safety's sake, you've retreated into, it's not disappointment. It's not, and it's not hopelessness. You have very, 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 like, adjusted expectations around everything. And you didn't need to. The perfect timing card has been trying to tell you, and you've been receiving this message for a little bit. Listen, if you could step back and take a larger perspective on it, it's all there. It's all there, and but you can't see it coming together. And it's because you stopped looking. Like, you very much have started to inhabit a one day at a time type of energy, because I think it's the only way you're kind of getting through things right now. And you don't mind very much, but, like, it is like, it's a little difficult, simply because you're approaching your life like a task to be gotten through. Like, you try not to think about the future, because if you think about the future, like, you can't see any reason to hope that anything will change. But you do okay if you do, like, minute to minute, moment to moment, day to day. Like, if you don't think more than 2 weeks in the future, you're fine. And, like, by the way, 2 weeks might be stretching it. Like, you just basically every day you get up, and, like, your mind is set on that moment when you get to go to at least lie down. I'm not sure you sleep all that well. But you approach most of life not as an enjoyable experience, but as a responsibility to be met. You're a very responsible person, and you do try and meet all responsibilities. I'm attracted to those who serve my higher good. Soulmates, I'm gonna, like, start pulling some energy cards, because there's something here I don't understand. There is monetary increase coming to you in the next 2 weeks. As it happens, like I said, it's not until about past Wednesday of this week. Like, you've got a lull in the first 2 days. Try to take a good opportunity to enjoy that, because it'll be your last for a little bit. And this is the Get a Job group. It is. Why is that happening? I have you being in a very secure energy in the beginning of March, but you feel really powerless at the very start of the week. And then additionally, I have this true love and soulmates card that I wish I could get something on, but I don't even have a figure to attach to it. It's possible you're with your soulmate. If you're in a relationship already, good for you. And it does look like it's a very, that's a very beautiful energy, but there's a change with it. Why can't I see this? Caring connections, goddess of the moon, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. What, like, sincerely, why? It's very clear there's a person, and it's not just that I have a dog hair in my eye, which I can't stop talking about. I'm not. They're not. they're not giving me anything. They're just like, yeah, there it is. Hope, because you got the star card down here, and this almost happened for the last group as well. There is more love coming into your life, healer of the ages, cornucopia, and more monetary increase. And the details surrounding that, there's more available for your work life, very little conflict. Here's the thing, you actually are, and you're kind of not recognizing it, but things are flowing in your direction now. You put in a lot of effort to get it there. And there's a couple of cards here that say that you really, in the beginning of the week, you're going to get frustrated, because you always get frustrated when things aren't happening. You're not an impatient person exactly. You just, you love to accomplish things. It gives you a sense of peace. And for the first 2 to 3 days of the week, it's just very, don't keep making up stuff to do to keep yourself busy. Go ahead and read a book, watch a movie, have a little bit of fun. It's changing very soon. The Chariot and the Upright, it's almost like you've got somebody hit the pause button on a couple of things for you to try and give you a chance to recoup, because there's momentum being gained in your professional life, and there is monetary increase with it. And there is security. And it does look like, in terms of money, you're very secure. You're not right at this very second, the perfect timing. And then it just second pile in a row where the guides are like, we're not telling you about this romance thing. You're just being asked to remember that there is a soulmate level connection. It is important to you. It is a true love. Maybe the person that you're with already, if you're in a relationship, that could be your person. And I'm genuinely I'm not they're very, very mom. And normally they'll at least start bombarding me with images or something, and I've got nothing. It's a clear field in there. Become a clear channel, relationships, perfect timing. Well, group number 4, welcome to your very, very vague tarot reading around personal relationships. I'm going to draw the romance angels, and then I'm going to go back to talking about business, new love, romantic feelings, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I usually get this for spiritual past life relationship. New love. So group number 4, apparently you are right on the verge. You are right on the verge of a romantic relationship. And I don't think it's through dating app. I don't. It could be somebody that is already known to you returning into your life. It is very, very close by. I would be surprised if it took all the way through to the middle of March. I don't think it will. And that is literally the only information that will be given to me on that. It is a soulmate connection. It is a true love. So just keep doing your thing. And apparently Like you're hearing that and it's going in one ear and out the other. Like this is just not an area where you want to invest your time. And could it be a platonic relationship? I guess. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. It had romantic feelings with it as well. So it appears to be a romance, and it's genuinely, it's like it's right on the other side of a door. And that door, you don't need to do anything to open it. And you don't care that there's a door at this point. You just want jobs and security and a dog hair out of my eye. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to be over. You want your security more than you want anything. You want to beat back like a scary world with like good bank balances, paid bills, stuffed pantries, and stocked refrigerators, and that is absolutely okay. Understand, like, again, sometime around Wednesday, like things just start shifting and changing, and the chariot in the upright is going forward very, very easily. It's success. It can be promotions. If you're in business for yourself, it can also be like driving forward at a very swift pace. But it starts midweek or so. And in the meantime, like I said, make sure to like kind of shore up your personal energy just a little bit. You're going to need that balance. You have choices coming to you. It's weird. I don't think it's a job offer. I don't think it's a job offer as much as it is an opportunity. There's an opportunity coming into your life. It will require effort, but you like that. Like you're actually, you, because you have reached the stage of life where you're kind of, like I said, you get up in the morning and you just kind of calculate what you need to go to throughout the day. And it's not that you're unhappy. It's not that you're bitter or unhappy. It's just that you really, you're approaching life as like, well, let's shoulder this responsibility and bring it on through to the finish line. And at the end of the day, you crawl into bed very, 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 very gratefully. And like, because that's your preferred place at this point. And you're not looking forward in a personal capacity much at all. And the only thing that really you love to keep in view is your ability to bring security to you. That is starting to manifest. And in terms of this personal relationship that is just, I said it's like even when I start talking about it, it's like the line goes dead for me. I have no idea what that's about or why they're just being released toxic relationships. It's not a toxic relationship. It keeps coming through as this very, very positive thing. Oh, that's it. You have fear around allowing people into your life because of past relationships. This is not like that. Remember, new people are like, they're different. You don't just, you took the time to heal. You're not just going to have the whole thing. If you don't repair it, you will repeat it. You haven't just healed it. You have like decided to put on ironclad armor. And I think you really believe that that will mean that that's what will define your life. That is not quite how it works. We don't determine things to that level. Like I just won't be with somebody. And like, if you're thinking that I'm saying you're going to be violated in some way, you genuinely aren't. That's like a very, very happy energy. But like, even as you're hearing me, you don't believe even a tiny word of it. Like you like this stuff about having to do with security. You're on the cusp of a lot of increase. Please rest appropriately in the beginning of the week. Please, please take good care of yourself. This has been the Spirit Guide Weekly for February 15th through the 21st. I am going to go get this hair out of my eye, and then I will gladly edit in the timestamps down below. Group number 4, please remember, like there's something happening somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday. Things are going to give, that dam is going to break, and go with the flow of that, including what it brings to you in a personal capacity as you go forward. Oh, to get this dog hair out of my eyes. Take care, be well. I will see you next week, and thank you.